Hey fight fans, my name's Flyin Brian J, and I'm here to talk about my 3 most look forward to fights scheduled to happen at UFC on Fox 27 this coming Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's start at number 3 with the first fight on the main card portion on regular Fox, Big Fox, the portion of the card that you can get with just a pair of old school bunny ears. We've got Drew Dober versus Frank Camacho. Dober is a kid that has his background in Muay Thai kickboxing, and he is a really good striker. He's coming off of a huge knockout victory over Joshua Berkman in the first round at UFC 214, but he also has shown that he's adapting, he's overcoming, he is getting better and better in all areas of mixed martial arts. Against Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman, he showed off a wrestling and a top control takedown game with a little bit of ground and pound. He's also really good in the phone booth, where Frank Camacho is going to want to have this fight play out. Camacho is coming out of a fight of the night victory over Damian Brown, where he missed weight, and he also showed us that he's a phenomenal human being by campaigning for Damian Brown to get his half of what would be the $100,000 fight of the night bonus winner. I don't know if it happened. You can tell me if it did in the comment section, but wow, these guys are going to get into the phone booth and they're going to kick off this main card portion in style. It also doesn't hurt that Drew Dober's from Nebraska, and I hear that's a great place to be. Number 2 is Mirsad Bektic versus Godofredo Castro or Godofredo Pepe. Bektic had a slight setback in his last fight to Darren Elkins, which I'm glad he did because it gave us one of the greatest comebacks in mixed martial arts history. Mirsad has a lot of potential. He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He was winning against Elkins on the feet, but he showed a little bit of lapse in judgment when he kept going for the takedowns, and I want to see if he can come back from that fight stronger than ever and show us that he is one of the best prospects in the UFC. And because he's got this wrestling base, it's going to be really fun to see the grappling exchanges with Godofredo Pepe. This is a guy who has just 7% takedown defense in the UFC, but that is because he is just as dangerous off of his back as he is in the full mount position. He's got victories via flying triangle choke. Most of his victories are in the first round with submissions. He's also pretty unpredictable on the feet. You put these two guys together and it's about to be fantastic. And then of course, number 1 is the main event between Jacare Ronaldo Souza versus Derek Brunson. This is a fight in the middleweight division that definitely has title implications. Brunson has said publicly in the media that if he gets a victory here, he wanted to fight the victor of Whitaker versus Rockhold. But of course, Whitaker's recent scary health issues has kind of gummed up the top of the middleweight division. Now we've got Rockhold versus Romero. But nonetheless, if Brunson were to get a huge victory over Jacare here, I think it would be undeniable that he would be in the short list of guys deserving a middleweight title shot. And not to forget that Jacare is a guy who hits like a truck, is one of the last guys in the UFC that has a really solid jiu-jitsu game, and if he gets you on the ground, he could snap your arm or make you tap in the blink of an eye. It's going to be a barn burner. I'm really excited to watch it. Brunson has 100% takedown defense in the UFC. I can't wait to see if he can ward off the takedown attempts of Jacare and maybe put that big left hand on him. And don't think for a second that I forgot about Eric Koch versus Bobby King Green. If I would have done this list to 5, this would have been number 4, but right now it's just in the honorable mention spot. Eric Koch is a guy who's proficient in all areas of mixed martial arts. That's why they call him the new breed. He has 8 submission victories and he's always a threat to finish the fight. But he's coming off of a rather lackluster performance against Clay Guida, which I guess the Carpenter could really do that to anybody, but nonetheless, that is a factor. Plus, he's only 2-4 in his last 6. Bobby King Green, even though he's coming off of one of the greatest fights of 2017 against Lando Groovy Venata, he's got dynamic boxing ability, pretty fast hands. He really doesn't have an official victory in his last 4. That draw against Lando Venata and then 3 before that were all losses. So I couldn't put these guys in the top 3, but whatever. Tell me, do you agree with my list? Tell me about it in the comment section down below. Do you think it's shitty? Do you think it's fantastic? Who would you have had in your top 3? Let's talk about it down below. And if you haven't already, check out my beer pairing video over on MMA Mania's YouTube channel, or if you're already there, it's probably right here. I'll see you guys on my next video. Namaste. Namaste right here. Bye.